Stock number one this week. We're going to do this alphabetically by company name, as is our habit, and we're going to go all the way down to the letter N. Now, that doesn't mean I can't find any companies, any stocks, A through M with tailwinds. In fact, Paul just gave a few pretty good ones. Match Group, I easily could have included on this list. It has a massive tailwind, and that in part explains the tremendous performance of that stock, and I still like it today, and I've recommended it in a number of our past 5-stock samplers, but I kind of feel like that's too easy. So let's be a little less obvious. Let's look a little harder. Maybe find a few companies on this list of 5 that not as many people know. So here at the letter N, we find ourselves with NextEra Energy, ticker symbol NEE. Now, on the face of it, we all should know NextEra Energy, don't you? Wait, I'm sorry. You don't? Well, in this age of clean energy, NextEra is literally the world leader in generating electricity from wind and solar. So you didn't know NextEra Energy, which has a market cap of over $100 billion and has been a wonderful outperformer, and you'd never heard of this, rule breaker? Well, I know some of you have. I'm having some fun there. NextEra Energy has put together an initial base business, Florida Power and Light, which is one of the largest utilities in the country, occupying a big part of Florida, but it used that base in order then to launch its NextEra Energy Group, which is all the renewables. And it's invested tens of billions of dollars in recent years in order to become the worldwide leader. Now, for each of these stocks, I'll just mention where the stock is, where it's been, and a few things about what I like about the company, including, of course, its tailwind. So NextEra Energy trades right now, as we talk, at about $224 a share. That's a $106 billion market cap. I first picked it in Motley Fool Rule Breakers on January 24th of this year. So just 8 months ago now, and it was at about 177 then, so it's up about 25% in these 8 months. Not bad. Versus the stock market's 12%, so we're ahead of the market. So there are a few stats on NextEra Energy, and if you're a Rule Breakers member, you've probably been holding the stock for months. But for my listeners here, you might be hearing about it for the first time, but I think everybody should know this company. This is one of the best companies in America. It's routinely lauded as one of America's top employers. So what do we like about this company, and why do I like it for the next 3+ years? And that's how we'll be scoring this sampler per normal. Over the next 3 years, we'll be looking back and see how we do with these 5 stocks. Yes, clean energy is the tailwind. It is a massive tailwind, and while it's still a minority of the energy that we get on this earth, which still comes from things like oil, although natural gas is creeping up, and NextEra Energy plays well with natural gas as well. This is a company that has been investing tens of billions of dollars to build its capacity in the following 3 things: solar, which is a much bigger performer than wind, which is still a meaningful performer. But the third capacity they're building is storage, because, of course, part of this form of energy is you need to be really good at storing it. So it's still early days, isn't it, for solar and wind? And solar feels to me like the ultimate form of energy we'll be using on this planet for as long as we're around. It's taken us a long time to get there, and there's still a lot of technological improvements that we need in things like storage to really make it work for everybody. But it seems blindingly obvious, I guess pun intended, don't stare at the sun. It seems blindingly obvious to me that looking backwards from the future, we'll say the sun made so much sense that it would be the biggest form of energy generation for us on Earth. And right now you have an opportunity to buy the company that is the worldwide leader in that. It's still early days. One other thing I'll point out before we move on to stock number 2 is that this is a company that is a, quote, dividend champion, end quote. That's a precious list of a small number of companies that have raised their dividend every single one of the past 25 years. So a lot of people who are looking for income these days will be happy to note that the company pays about a 2.5% dividend yield. So if you buy the stock over the succeeding year, you'll be paid back about 2.5% of whatever you invested in it in the form of dividends. Now, that can float up and down a little bit. Of course, the main reason I'm excited about this company is not just for the dividends, but for the capital appreciation. This has been a market-beating performer for meaningful amounts of time, and I'm counting on it to beat the market over the next 3 years, too. So there we go. 5 stocks with a tailwind blow. Stock number 1, NextEra Energy.